I.O.W. Sports.
I.O.W. Sports. Man, I love that theme song, y'all. What's up, y'all? Everybody, welcome to another episode of I.O.W. Sports. It's your boy, Wildcard Mark. You know who that guy is.
What's good?
It's
What up,
Doe?
What up, Doe?
Representing the Dirty Glove. So, we appreciate y'all joining us on another episode. Let's get the preliminaries out the way.
Right.
I ain't going over to www.ioftenwonder19.com. That's where you can find all the information of us, I.O.W. Sports, as well as our sister company, I Often Wonder Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go down to Patreon. Go ahead, subscribe. Hit that button.
Ding.
Hey, trying to tell you, like, share, comment, tell your friends, tell everybody. On I Often Wonder, we talk about all the other stuff, but here on I.O.W. Sports, of course, we are talking sports.
Sports.
So we gonna get to the nitty gritty.
Right.
So we're gonna hit some football talk. We're gonna go sideline to sideline. And one of the biggest things I wanted to talk about and touch on is the situation with former Seahawks offensive tackle Chad Wheeler,
right,
who was released by the Seahawks on Wednesday after he was arrested and charged with first-degree domestic violence assault,
right,
domestic violence, unlawful imprisonment, and resisting arrest.
Wow. He racking them up.
Yeah, he racked them up. Man, just if anybody has seen the pictures of his girlfriend who is the victim of this unfortunate incident, man, she was a beautiful woman, and he did everything in his power to demean her and make her feel less than. Right. Thoughts, and I didn't get her name, and I don't think they released her name, but shout outs to her. She's up, she's alive, which is the greatest thing.
Right.
It's sad that we've gotten to this point that athletes are abusing women, which is, we don't condone that at all. And man, shout out to you. I hope you're doing well, sister. I hope you with your family and they taking care of you and they loving on you. But one thing that's bothering me about this incident is some of the reports are coming out. They want to go ahead and say that he had mental issues, and
say he was bipolar.
Saying he's bipolar, right. and it's just an episode. And then I've done my research digging deep. He had a certain situation like this happen when he was at USC.
Oh shoot!
And it was reported that he was had a 20-year-old female with her 7-month-old child with her in his dorm room or something like that, and he was just punching walls and going AWOL, and campus police had to come intervene. And like, why is it that the media jump to mental issues at this point? But when Ray Rice, Greg Hardy, and situations like that, they just wanted to go ahead and label him a bad man, an abuser.
Right.
But in this situation, they want to point to mental health issues first. And it pisses me off, honestly.
Yeah, it's one. So my thoughts on that, on the situation in general, is that you got so many moving parts. You have what seems to be a racial issue.
Yeah.
Because of the way they portray a black athlete when they do stuff like that or anything bad in sports. They don't point to any kind of mental issue. They're already a criminal. They label a bad person.
They throw all the negative shit out.
All the negative stuff.
Yeah,
and then with this situation with Chad, he was released on bond. Now, the thing that really got me is when they said, he choked her out. He thought he killed her because when she came to, he said, "Oh, you ain't dead?"
Yeah. Oh, you alive?
Yeah, you alive. He's sitting there eating like it wasn't no thing.
Yeah.
So my thing was, that ought to show you that there's something wrong with him. And so why would you release him out on his own reconnaissance? And that right there was disturbing. Now there is the issue, he may have mental issues.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if he does, that needs to be dealt with.
Yes.
But the problem is he had incidents in college. They didn't address it. They allowed him to go over into the NFL carrying those same issues with him.
Yeah.
Instead of dealing with that issue.
When the first time it happened.
When the first time it happened,
you got to nip it in the bud.
Nip it in the bud.
Yeah.
You know, they slapped him on his wrist. Oh, no. He came in the NFL. Now, they release him on bail. Now, what if he, God forbid, goes back and kill that woman?
Yeah, that'd.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that's my biggest issue with this situation.
That's just on the authorities because they had him in custody.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the issue right there. Then like I said, going back to Ray Rice, they drug Ray Rice through the mud.
Oh my goodness!
Now it's not to say we condone what Ray Rice did.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that's fair to say that we didn't condone what Ray Rice did, what Greg Hardy did, what anybody did.
We're not condoning that. But my thing is the way they are being depicted in the media versus their white counterpart. You know?
That just, I'm not trying to compare apples, oranges, but in Greg Hardy's situation, it was a black man that was abusing to a white woman. Now you have a white man that's abusing to a sister.
Right.
And just the way that the media is playing it, I just want to take race out of it, period.
Okay.
If he's an abuser, he's an abuser.
Right.
Like,
well, let's see, that's what I was saying. That's why I went back to that. As I said, a lot of moving parts because the unfortunate thing is because of the country we live in, because of the damn time we live in, we can't help but interject race.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because well, this don't smell right.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it's funky.
And because of the incidents that have happened over time, some of it started to look the same. Now, it may be an incident where race was not even a part, but you know, we can't help that because our vision already been clouded by the issue of race throughout the course of time.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you see these things not lining up or adding up or smelling funny, you cannot help but say, was this a race issue?
Yeah.
You know, now going beyond that, there are the issue of if the man has bipolar issues, he needs help.
Yeah.
You know, he should not allow to come this far.
Yeah.
When you saw that he was doing this stuff in college, you should have cut him off and dealt with it.
Yeah.
You know,
they swept it on the
Now,
rug.
what if he did kill that woman?
Man, we'd be having a different conversation.
You know what I'm saying? That right there, I won't say it was USC's fault, but they would have they played a part in it because they didn't deal with the issue.
Yeah. No, you're right.
You know, and I think that's the biggest thing. And it's sad that we have these issues in our society today where, you know, women are being abused.
Yeah.
And even in some cases, men.
Yeah.
You know,
even Hope Solo had her little situation.
Right. You know, but domestic violence is something that needs to be dealt with. Domestic violence is something that needs to be dealt with, especially in sports, because of the fact that a lot of these guys throughout their careers from the high school level on up has been treated like, you know, they were stars.
Mm-hmm.
KC going down.
Oh, who is that?
Man Down podcast.
Oh my gosh! You see, Man Down podcast, especially Melvin. You was over there talking
That's
all that.
Melvin. Is that Melvin?
He was talking all that junk. Oh, Bills, Bills Mafia. I mean, hey, it is what it is.
Right. But yeah. So that's my thing with that. You know,
I hear you.
We need to deal with those issues because, you know, it's gonna come a time in one of these sports where it's not going to be an abuse case, it's going to be a murder case.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate.
You know, because the NFL, the NBA, MLB,
all of them
on down the line, they're not dealing with the issue. They sweep under the rug because it's a PR nightmare.
Yeah.
But my thing is like, is your image worth is greater than someone's life?
And sometimes I think, just to piggyback off what you're saying, sometimes these franchises will ignore certain signs like that because I mean, and I'm gonna throw it out there. Tyreek Hill had his own situation.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill too. Yeah.
And as much as I love my Chiefs, at the end of the day, if he wasn't part of the team, I'd have been like, all right.
But here's the thing: talent seems to trump
a lot of stuff.
Bad behavior.
Yeah.
You know, if you have the talent, people say, okay, they'll put you behind to where people forgot about it, and then somebody come get you.
I think it's unfortunate that because those franchises are setting that precedent that is making it seem like it's okay.
I think that is Melvin because he said, "Yeah, I'm eating my words."
Eat them words, Melvin. Eat them up. No, but I'm saying like these franchises are making it seem like it's okay with this behavior because you put butts in the seats,
right?
And you put money at the bottom line, and
right.
Sometimes like, and this is what drives me crazy about a lot of things in life.
Mm-hmm.
When do you make it about the human? When do you make it about what's right, what's wrong, and stop making it about how much money this person can help you make?
Right.
Like enough is enough. But I mean, I'm not in that position to make that call.
Right.
And if I was, I'm not saying everybody's going to be a choir boy and everybody's human and going to make mistakes.
Right.
But
let me say this.
Yeah.
Beating somebody is not a mistake.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you saying that, but I want to make sure we're making that clear.
Yeah, I got you.
That is not a mistake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That is something.
That is a bad
something
flaw.
you made a choice to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's a flaw in your character.
Yeah.
So yeah, abuse is not a mistake.
Yeah.
And I think that they don't deal with it like they should in the sports level, like I said before.
Yeah.
And I think, and it happens all over. We're a sports station.
But at the same time, it can go deeper than sports. I mean, we're in the middle of a pandemic, and believe it or not, suicide rate is going up, and so is domestic abuse.
It is.
I mean, everybody's cramped in the house. They're probably tired of looking at each other and hearing each other breathe and shit. Right. So I mean,
and that goes back to mental health. Get your mind right. Yeah. And I think the thing about I ain't crazy. You don't have nothing to do with being crazy. Sometimes you just need to get some stuff off your chest. Yeah. Hey, we'll get to that later.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. Look. Right. I hope that this guy seeks the help for his mental. Right. But at the same time, he needs to pay for what he did. Oh yeah. He don't need to be in the league no more. Yeah, if Ray Rice can't come back, here's the thing. This dude better not come back.
If he was a great offensive player, he'd be back. But since he's like not even on the first squad.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? He probably be swept under the rug.
Yeah, because he's kind of been a journeyman and he played for the Giants.
Yeah, so he's
for the Seahawks.
Right? They probably won't bring him back. Now, like I said, if he was a great player, they'll find a way to bring him back.
Which is tragedy. Yeah. I mean, but anyway. Let's move off that because I could feel my blood just boiling, just even looking at this fool's picture and talking about him. But and other quick little NFL news, the great Jason Witten finally called it a career yesterday.
The who?
The great Jason Witten.
I'm sorry, bro.
What?
I heard Jason, I heard W, and I think of Whitlock.
You thought, no.
I was like, great.
No.
Great.
I would never mention great.
I was like, bro, what is wrong with you?
All, Whitlock is from my city, so I would never mention great and Whitlock in the same sentence. Ever.
I don't know what. Some reason it just came to my head. This nigga just called Jason Whitlock great.
Unless I said the greatest, Uncle Tom, then that's something. That's something else.
Whatever strange. Take that one back. That one is not working.
No, but Jason Witten finally called a career. This is his second time actually retiring. Of course, we remember a couple of years ago he retired, got the itch after he did a year for Monday Night Football, went back, and then he didn't have a place in Dallas, so he went to Las Vegas. Right. Really didn't do much, but I'm assuming that he was able to kind of help pass some knowledge to Darren Waller, which kind of helped him break out this season. Right. But speaking of breakouts, I know it's too early because we haven't even hit the Super Bowl yet. But what team do you see next year possibly being that breakout team next year, Big Dog?
So here's the thing. I think a lot of it's up in the air depending on where some of these quarterback shuffles go.
I hear you.
I think that you can look for, depends on San Francisco pick on one of those quarterbacks. They might be one of the teams to look for.
I can see even San Francisco just having majority of their roster coming off of IR.
Right. Being a better improvement.
Being a better team. So whether it's Garoppolo or anybody else.
Depends on what the Jets do. I think they can have a good season.
I see them as a 500 team.
That's a good season for them.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, you're right.
You know
You're right. You're right.
I think Miami might be the one.
They were knocking on the door this year.
I think Miami might be the one because they were looking pretty good. Defense is playing stellar.
Solid.
They played stellar.
Yeah.
Because they ain't playing anymore, but played stellar. And, it depends on the quarterback position. If Tua go ahead and develop, him have a whole year off, they better get in some of the, go over this playbook again, get in some of the workouts.
Yeah.
Maybe he will come in and improve. And I think the Dolphins and I think it depends on what the Bears do too. So if the Bears get a quarterback, I think they can be one of the teams to look out for too.
They definitely need offense. Yes. That's a no-brainer.
I think if they get a quarterback, that could be one of the teams you can look out for.
I hear you. I'm gonna kind of piggyback off what you said. I like the Dolphins for sure. Mm-hmm. I mean, they went 10-6. They were knocking on the door. I think give Tua just some weapons,
right,
and offensive line. He was successful at Alabama because he was surrounded by All-Americans on the outside, All-Americans in the backfield,
right,
and he had a wall of All-Americans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that's possible in the NFL to give you just like all-stars or Pro Bowlers all over the whole offense, but if you give him time and you give him somebody to work with when he's throwing it, you saw what he did in Alabama. He's a legit quarterback. I mean, some of that stuff didn't translate this year, but you deal with different variables from NFL to NCAA. Mm-hmm. But I like the Dolphins,
and they got some picks this on draft too.
They got the 3rd overall pick for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what they do with it, of course, they've been linked to Deshaun Watson as well,
but he doesn't want to go there.
We'll touch on that in a second. But on the flip side, what team do you actually see that will probably regress going into the upcoming season?
Pittsburgh.
That's actually not a bad choice.
Pittsburgh.
The writing's been on the wall with them.
Right. And Pittsburgh, and see, here's my thing about Pittsburgh. They didn't make the necessary precautions when it came to Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody see Ben was getting old.
Yeah.
And they didn't draft or pick up a good backup. Nothing.
They didn't prepare.
They didn't prepare themselves.
Let's just roll with Ben.
Yeah, we're gonna roll till the wheels fall off. And they fell off.
Falling off.
You know what I'm saying? And they fell off.
Them wheels is falling off, dog.
Ben was running on all flats. You know what I'm saying?
And he ain't got on no run flats.
Right. So my thing was like, why they didn't prepare for Ben retirement or just his aging?
To me, that's probably one of the most craziest things, especially with a franchise that has developed the standard,
right,
and have been a model of consistency for years.
Mm-hmm.
Not just like in the last decade. I'm talking about like 40, 50 years.
Right.
That franchise has been consistent in being one of the best ran franchises in the NFL.
Right.
And yet they fumbled the ball.
Oh.
Just
on the 1 yard line.
Look at the Chiefs. They saw that there was a ceiling with Alex Smith.
Mm-hmm.
You go ahead and get prepared for the future. Go get Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
The Dolphins, we don't know what's going to happen with Tua, but they went ahead and said, all right, let's get prepared.
Right.
The Cardinals they was like, look,
mm-hmm.
it's time.
Right.
We even got Josh Rosen in the top 10. All right, it didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go get Kyler Murray.
Right.
And you can arguably say that they have a bright future at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Teams, even with the Packers, they done it twice. You had a Hall of Famer in Brett Favre and went ahead and set Aaron Rodgers on the bench for 4 years.
Right.
Get ready for the inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make a transition.
Right.
And they did it again. I don't know what Jordan Love's going to be, but they was like, well,
yeah,
he's getting up there in age, Aaron Rodgers. Let's go ahead and get prepared for the future. It baffles me that the Pittsburgh Steelers dropped the ball on that.
I don't understand. because they got good pieces.
Yeah.
And you get a quarterback, you just keep on rolling.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand why they didn't pick it. Plus, on top of that, you get somebody that Ben can help groom along the way and teach him some stuff.
Teach him.
By the time when Ben get ready to retire, he steps right in.
You're not missing the beat. Exactly.
Yeah, that baffles me.
Now you said Pittsburgh, and this one might shock you, and it's not me being a hater. I actually see the Bills regression.
I thought about that too. I was gonna say that.
Yeah, but hear me out, everybody. Don't jump on me. The reason why I see the Bills regressing is because, for one, if you think you're gonna count out Bill Belichick and the Patriots, you're crazy. Bill Belichick always has a trick up his sleeves. He's always got something brewing.
Right.
And get him with the Patriots, they're getting majority of their defensive starters back that was on the COVID list. They'll be getting them back.
Right.
For sure they're going to make a quarterback change.
Of course.
And I mean, just his genius of what he does, which makes sense to nobody, but makes sense to him. And then it plays out, and then you're like, well, damn, what the hell did that come from?
What if he get Aaron Rodgers?
Man, stop. Yo, I can see Aaron Rodgers even possibly because he sounds like he's not happy in Green Bay. I can see him making a shot at Deshaun. I can see him. We talked about it. I can see him actually going back and trying to get Jimmy G.
Right.
I mean, Matthew Stafford will be out there, who's a viable choice, who can be a bridge, a nice bridge, till they find their long-term 10, 15 years down the line quarterback. Right. I mean, there's options out there.
I mean, with Aaron Rodgers and Matthew Stafford would be bridge quarterback.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's hard to say, you know, because Tom Brady is defying age, but
yeah.
For general speak,
yeah,
he would say that most quarterbacks, when they try to hit that mid-30, they start to digress and skills start to diminish a little bit.
And I don't even see Matthew Stafford regression. His play's still been top notch.
Right. Well, I'm talking about, you know, if you're looking for a 10-year option, that's not gonna be Stafford.
Oh no.
Rodgers.
What I meant to say is, like, if you get Matthew Stafford or Aaron Rodgers, those are bridge quarterbacks for the next 3 possible 4 years.
Right.
Which gives you time enough to find your 10, 15 year down the line quarterback for the future.
Right.
I also see, I mean, believe it or not, just in that division, and why I say the Bills might regress is, look at Miami. They were 10-6.
Right.
And, you know, I got a feeling they'll do their best to improve on that 10-6. I also see, believe it or not, the Jets have so much cap room and as well as trade capital.
Right.
Because they literally have at least like 8 to 10 picks in the first 3 or 4 rounds. Like, you're getting some of the cream of the crop talent.
You are.
So they're about to get hella young. They're about to be loaded with young talent. So sorry, Bills Mafia, if you really think that you're just about to run away for this division, you had a phenomenal year. I'm not saying that you guys won't at all be any, you know, worth nothing next year. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying is that division is going to be tougher to maneuver through than this year. It's going to be a different division. But we did bring up a name, Deshaun Watson, and his former team or current team.
Former team.
Yeah, he's about to be former team because he's making it clear that he don't want to be there.
Right.
They finally landed on their head coaching choice.
Yeah.
Mr. David Culley. Here's my thing. If you hire somebody based off quote unquote status as an offense, because he's a offensive guy.
Right.
But guru. But the only problem is that he was he was a wide receiver coach and offensive specialist for the Ravens recently. Right. What exactly was explosive about the Ravens offense? What exactly? I'm just baffled by this hire because I don't see him transitioning anything offensively great, or just what has he done that was so phenomenal offensively to even justified his hire. I'm not saying he's gonna, because I mean it's way too early to tell what's going to happen with Deshaun and all that. But again, Eric Bieniemy is without a head coaching job,
right? And that's baffling. I mean, I don't know if they just think. I don't know if he go in there and say, "Hey, look, man, I'm really just trying to see what's out there," but I'll stick with Andy.
Which brings me to this point: is it beneficial or detrimental to him that he's pretty much in the shadows of Andy? Because Andy's still pretty much part of the play calling. I know that Eric Bieniemy is giving input and he's close with Patrick and consulting and coming up with game plans, but
right.
We know the genius of Andy Reid.
Right.
So is all that credit automatically going to him, or what credit is Eric Bieniemy getting? Because
I don't know,
he's
man.
not getting these jobs.
I mean,
man.
when you see Andy Reid, even when you listen to interviews, he talk about Bieniemy, man. He had the most highest praise for him. Football IQ, and how he's a man, a leader among men, and all these different things he says. At least in front of everybody, sounds good. Now, we don't know what Bieniemy might be saying in the interviews. We don't know. We don't know if it's on his side or the team side. But if it's on the organization side, what is their conflict? Because like we talked about last show, Andy Reid's coaching tree is pretty good.
Pretty successful, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Except for a few here and there, but
for the most
part, his coaching tree is pretty good.
Yeah.
So what is it?
I
don't understand it, man. It's why would you pick who you pick? Why'd you pick David over Eric? That don't make sense to me.
I was actually surprised your Lions didn't go wait and wait for the Chiefs season to be over.
I don't understand why they didn't get Bieniemy either. But when I saw that, I said, okay, then he probably can go to Houston. And then I saw that come across my feed. I was like, well, dang, what's going on? So, I mean, it just makes me wonder, what is Bieniemy saying?
Yeah.
I like to be a fly on the wall. Okay, what's going on? Because even when Andy talk about the way he even does interviews or talk to people when they have their meetings and stuff, he says he's excellent.
And just me being a Chiefs fan, I see numerous interviews with Bieniemy, and he comes off as a straight shooter, no nonsense, got to put the work in, not with all the foolishness.
Right.
Let's make sure that we be our best kind of coach.
Right.
And what franchise wouldn't want that? I mean, what franchise? Look, I know it's beneficial to have Patrick Mahomes. I know it's beneficial to have Tyreek, Travis, all the weapons. I know it is.
Yeah, but
you still have to come up with a plan.
But still, people still pull the trigger on Belichick's coaches.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? So that still doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, if they try to use that excuse, say, well, he's not that great because they got all the weapons. Well, they still, Tom Brady. They still had Tom Brady over there. Still had Belichick. They still had other players that Brady make look well.
Yeah.
So is it the system? They kept saying that, but they still took chances on Belichick coaches. So I don't understand why they're not taking a chance on being.
And they dropped in the pot again. And Nick Casario, the GM, was a former Patriot. So
right. That's crazy, man.
I don't know, man. But
I would have took you, Eric. I would have took you. The Alliance would have took you.
If
it was me and I was making a decision, I'd be like, come on.
To me, it was either the Lions or the Texans that should have grabbed him. And
because I don't see how you take Dan Campbell over Eric Bieniemy. I mean, I don't know if they're looking for a rah-rah guy. That's why they took Dan Campbell. I don't know.
Yeah, but come on, man. We know better. Rah-rah don't get wins.
They don't. Right, that's what rah-rah guys do. The first year, usually that team come out pretty decent, because they kind of play off that rah-rah. Oh, yeah, we hype, blah, blah, blah. Coach got us playing. after that first year, and people didn't figure y'all out and everything, and you really got to start scheming, and
you got to play ball,
and you really got to start coaching.
Yeah,
then it'd be like, oh, what happened to
that boy?
What happened, man? Just calling you a guru the first year. You went from guru to doo doo.
Hey, man,
you know what I'm saying?
But sometimes you gotta find a way to coach and get the top players,
right?
Well, not necessarily top players, but you got to get their top abilities out,
right?
And find. Sometimes you might find a Hall of Famer in the rough. You never know. But speaking of Hall of Fame, we're gonna switch over to take it to the dime and talk some baseball. Baseball is literally right around the corner. Spring training is going to be happening in the next month and a half. Well, we at end of January, so they start reporting soon. But for the first time since 1960 and the fourth time in Major League Baseball history,
right,
there will be no Hall of Fame class.
This is so idiotic to me. The moral clause is stupid.
Oh my goodness.
Here's my thing. You don't have to agree with Curt Schilling's politics. You don't have to agree with it.
Mm-hmm.
You can say that you don't like what Barry Bonds did to baseball with steroids.
I want to bring it up.
Go ahead.
He's never tested positive.
Right.
I mean, of course, we can make accusations and assumptions, but he's never tested positive.
You can say the same thing with Roger Clemens.
Exactly.
You can bring up the steroids and everything. But here's the thing. Oh, and Pete Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely got to say something about Pete Rose. You cannot take away what they done for baseball.
No, I hear you.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
On that diamond.
I hear you.
Pete Rose made me a Cincinnati Reds fan. Him and Johnny Bench made me Cincinnati Reds fan.
Joe Morgan.
Yeah, and Joe Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. I was Cincinnati Red fans because of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, the gambling thing, it sucks. But here's the thing. You put him in a Hall of Fame and you make that a part of his bio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, he did this, and he also gambled on baseball. So then you can make that a teachable moment.
Yeah.
For people. But to not put him in a Hall of Fame because of, because first of all,
they still haven't lifted the ban on him.
Here's the thing. It should be a combination of the writers and players. I don't think it should just be all the writers. All the writers just making that decision.
No, I hear you.
Players should be on that. And then the fact that they make you go through this tier process, you know what I'm saying? Very few people get in or don't get in on the first ballot.
Mm-hmm.
Some people be selling there for 10 years.
Yeah.
So like Curt Schilling, if you don't get voted in next year, that's it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, he's already he said, man, take me off. I'm done with this.
Right.
He's fed up. He's mentally done.
I think that's crazy to have somebody on the list. Like I was watching baseball tonight, and they're showing like who was on there? Golly, some good people. Andy Pettit was on there.
Yeah, Andy Pettit.
Who else was on there?
Roger Clemens still on that list.
Roger Clemens, Curt Schilling. Omar Vizquel was on there.
Omar Vizquel?
Yeah, he was on there.
I think Jose Canseco's probably still on that list.
There's a few other people that was on there that only had like 20%, 30%.
And I think it's a mandatory 75% to get in or something like that.
Oh, that's crazy. See, if a player was on there, I think they would see what that person added to baseball because they made a play against them.
Yeah,
watch them play. See, it's a difference when you watch somebody play or you play against somebody.
It's two different perspectives,
and you have that same skill or know about the sport from
it's
playing.
It's two different perspectives.
You know what I'm saying?
And just to piggyback off of what you're saying, like with all these baseball writers being the gatekeepers of who gets in,
right?
To me, it's annoying because when exactly were they behind the plate facing a 98-mile-per-hour fastball and smacked it out the park? You can't sit here and tell me that just because allegedly that Barry Bonds used steroids or Mark McGwire or Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa also on that list as well, waiting to get in, and they want to allow him in because of moral issues.
Right.
My thing is Okay, so I'm not defending the use of steroids. What I'm saying is it still takes skills to focus your eyes and make sure that you're timing it right to hit a 98 miles per hour.
Barry Bonds was a Hall of Famer before steroids. Before he got big.
Allegedly.
Before he got big.
Yeah.
Before he swole up.
Yeah.
Barry Bonds still was going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's just dumb.
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. What kind of process that. I think that's one thing that's probably irritating me is if you're doing Hall of Fame or considering what is Hall of Fame worthy, what's the actual criteria?
Right.
Because now it just seems like it's just a moral argument.
Here's the thing. Mark my words. If we're around to see it, when Pete Rose passed away, they're gonna put him in the Hall of Fame.
Man, but that's too late to give the man his roses.
My word. That's what's gonna happen.
It's gonna be too late
when
to give the man his roses.
They're gonna put him in the Hall of Fame,
which is
and they're gonna start. Oh, we know he was the greatest player. I know what he did. I think that's the dumbest thing in the world.
It is
dumb, but you mark my words. Whoever hear this broadcast, when Pete Rose passed away, they're gonna put him in the Hall of Fame.
Just look at it this way. So baseball ratings were in the dump.
Right.
And then 97, 98 happened when Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa started the home run chase.
Right.
And Barry Bonds was soon after that. They literally, just those three gentlemen themselves, literally, you throw Ken Griffey Jr. in there.
Resurrected baseball.
Resurrected the game of baseball. People were not watching baseball. They weren't. And now the numbers of viewership is still slumping because now you don't have the home run chase no more. You don't have that exciting part of baseball no more. I mean, I personally watch baseball because I love baseball. I played baseball even before I played football.
Right.
But if you think that's why the NBA will, the Major League Baseball will be behind NBA. It will always be behind NFL because what exactly are they doing to attract people? And you not putting in the greatest players to ever play the sport into the Hall of Fame because of moral code.
But here's my
how is that attracting people to watch it?
Here's my thing about that. Everybody loved Derek Jeter, right?
Oh, loved it. Loved it.
You know, but Derek Jeter was known to be with a whole lot of women.
Yeah. Yo.
No,
he used to send Shorty's home with the gift bag.
but here's my thing. To some people, that's morally wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
So
trust me, I'm not gonna fight you on that argument. I'm with you.
So who's this? So how can
and he'll be a shoe-in Hall of Fame.
He'll be a shoe-in Hall of Fame. We already know that. You know what I'm saying? But no one's gonna bring that up for his moral character.
Yeah.
No one's gonna bring that up. You know? So it's like, to me, the moral aspect is dumb because it's on a sliding scale. You know what I'm saying?
They slide it for this person, slide it back down for that person.
Right. And then it's based on perception. What someone perceives to be more immoral and what someone perceives to be moral. So I think to have a moral clause is dumb.
They have to reevaluate their actual scale and what is a Hall of Famer.
Right. There's no way that Pete Rose shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
Pete Rose should be in there.
Roger Clemens should be in there. Kirk Schiller.
All of them. Because to me, the Hall of Fame.
And I hated Boston.
I hated them too. But my thing is Hall of Fame to me is the epitome of the best of the best.
Right.
And for you to not say they're not the best because allegedly whatever performance enhancing substance that they use or what they did off the field, to me is asinine.
It is.
And I'm sorry, Major League Baseball, y'all will not gain viewership by still allowing writers who probably never even made it to damn single A baseball in their life, controlling, being the gatekeepers,
right?
Or who gets into the Hall of Fame.
I agree.
It's asinine. But everybody, we about to take a quick break. So go get your drink, go get your popcorn ready, and we'll be right back. And we're gonna get into some basketball talk.
Looking for a great home-cooked meal and you don't have time to prepare it? Well, your solution is here. Mad Mac Catering. The food is made with love and with a touch of soul. Contact us at 704-516-4334 or on Twitter at SmadMac or the website www.madmax.net. That's www.madmacs.net.
Back. I'm over here fucking up, man. You got my heads on. But anyway,
we back up in this.
We back up in this piece. Do us a favor. Go over, like, share, comment. I mean, spread the word.
Right.
I.O.W. Sports. We do this with love. We do this with passion because we both love sports and we both been caught in the podcast bug, especially me. So please do us a great favor and share, like, comment, all that stuff. But it's your boy Wild Kamara, that nigga Mel, and we are going to hop in. We can go going above the rim. But it's crazy. A lot of players around the league this week have been paying tribute to the great Kobe Bryant,
right?
And his daughter Gianna.
Shameless plug. I often wonder, we did a episode on
yes, we did.
Check it out.
Go ahead, check that out. We gave our reaction of the passing of Kobe Bryant nearly hours after it happened.
Right.
But Tuesday, I believe, was the 1 year anniversary of his untimely passing, along with 6 other individuals that was on that plane, including his daughter. Kobe was literally my favorite player. I literally have shirts with Kobe's face and Mamba's all draped over his face.
Right.
I got a shirt when 5-time champion. He has 5 in the air. His last championship. Kobe to me was the second coming of MJ. Of course, I got to see the latter years, probably the last, I think, 91 when I was old enough to really recognize basketball. So to see the latter years of MJ and then see all of Kobe's career. I mean, I was never good.
You've seen the best part of it.
Yeah, I've seen the best part. I mean, I wasn't
MJ, because in the 80s, he was still getting beat up by the
still getting his ass whooped. Yeah, he was. But I mean, I was never going to make it as an NBA player, but I mean, every guy that plays sports, I picked up the basketball because of people like Kobe and MJ. So that was I still can't believe it. I'm still trying to process that he's not here.
Right.
And it's weird because a person that you never met and you've seen from afar through TV and just his impact still, like, it's crazy. Every time he went to Charlotte to play the Bobcats, I always went to the Lakers game.
Right.
I went every time, even if I had to scratch, get some chains together to make sure I went because I had to see Kobe. Joel Embiid wore some shoes last night with Kobe's number on it and Gianna's number, paying tribute.
Right.
So the tribute's probably going to continue all week. LeBron and AD said their piece in the interviews. But just real quick, big bro, man, I know it's been a minute, but how are you still processing this situation with him not being with us anymore?
I mean, it's one of those things, like, first, let's say when a player retires, you got to kind of get used to that player not being in that particular sport, especially a player of great impact. You talk about MJ, when MJ retired, you're just kind of like, wow, it's going to be funny not seeing him here. Barkley retired, But then in the back of your mind, you say, okay, I wonder what they're going to do after retirement. I'm kind of wait. But when a person is taken away from you tragically and what we consider before their time, then that makes a greater impact on your psyche, because, like, not only you not see them in your favorite sport, you won't even be able to see them what they're gonna do after that particular sport.
Yeah,
and then all you can do is just kind of remember their greatness. And so when you talk about specifically about Kobe Bryant, it shows you of his greatness because you can see the mark that he left in the NBA.
Yeah.
He left, I mean, I remember watching him play and watching some of the highlights and watching stuff he done. He was like, man, I can't believe he just did that. You know, and then when you think he can't outdo that, he'll come back and do something else.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
To 81 points.
Man, I will forever remember that game.
Right.
I mean, Jalen Rose probably could never live that shit down. I mean, but to his credit, he's been always find, you know, the humor in it. But still, like, man, you just sit there in amazement. You're like, yo, man, this nigga cooking.
Right.
He cooking.
Right.
And then next thing you know, you look at the scoreboard. Look, oh, this cat got 81. Oh.
Right. I mean, when Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points, you never thought nobody ever actually come close to that. Yeah. And then you talking about two different eras. You know, there wasn't too many people that dominated as Wilt Chamberlain and probably Bill Russell. You know, back in that era.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they were minimus boys for sure.
So then when you come into an era like today, where there's players a lot faster and stuff like that, and he played in 2 decades. You know, that's an accomplishment, man. And I mean, you didn't see much diminish of his skill even when he retired. Yeah. You know, you didn't see much diminish. You can see, I mean, you can argue there's a few things there, but I mean, the like we said before on a show we did, old Kobe is better than some of the new players coming in the league. You know what I'm saying? Some of the skills he still portrayed.
Now you right.
So yeah, I think that, you know, Kobe Bryant, if you remember anything, if he can be a lesson for anything, he can be a lesson for work ethic, you know, killer instinct. Yeah. I think those two things is what really remind me of Kobe Bryant. That's something you can take with you. Work ethic and killer instinct, you know, into you. Anything, any profession that you do, anything you do in life, you know, take that with you. And if you want to uplift his memory, use those skills that he
to do that.
Well, those attributes, let's say that. Use those attributes of Kobe Bryant into your life, and that'll help his memory to stay on.
You know, just to ride off what you just said, because something popped in my head when you said that. What I love the most about Kobe is he was never afraid to be vulnerable. I mean, just the situation he had that went down in Colorado, right? And his name getting dragged through the mud, you're this, you're that. And for him to not only bounce back from that, learn from that, I mean, you can arguably say that he came back better from that situation, because not only was his freedom was on the line, his whole reputation of a man was on the line. Right. And he showed that it's okay to be human and you're going to make mistakes.
And it's okay to have anal sex.
Sir.
What?
Yeah, that
no.
I mean,
that's not okay.
I'm not saying that's not okay.
You're against it? What are you saying here? What are you saying here, sir? What are you saying?
I'm just saying.
Talk, man. Talk.
No. I can't. We gonna move on. Because you had thrown me way the fuck off with that one.
That's what I'm here for.
If anal is what you do what you do. All right. You know. I can't confirm or deny whether I like that or not. You know, or anyway.
Clarify? I mean, clarify.
No,
what do you mean, sir? What do you mean? I mean, what do you mean?
See, that's why.
What do you mean?
That's exactly why we moving on. Is because
you talking about jailhouse experience?
No. I am.
You say you can't get confirm or deny whether you like it.
As in, like, you know, giving it, not receiving it.
Okay, right? I just want to make sure. Right. I mean, I ain't saying nothing wrong with it.
No.
Do what you do. Do what you do. I'm still love you, man. You still my boy.
My God,
I might side eye you a little bit, but you're still my boy. All right, let's move on. Let's move
on because you have hijacked this whole segment to another level and to somewhere that it had no business going to. So let's move on. let's play GM role.
Okay.
So you have been hired GM of a new franchise.
Okay.
All right. But let's start it this way. Let's back up. All right. So there's a few players out there that I feel need a change of scenery.
All right.
I'm gonna drop a couple of names. I think Andre Drummond needs a change of scenery.
Okay.
He went from Detroit, as you know, and then now he's been
right down the highway.
Yeah. Now he went down the highway, went to Cleveland. So he went from losing franchise to a losing franchise. So I think he deserves a change of scenery.
Right.
He can be beneficial to a lot of teams. There's been rumors floating around that he might get a buyout, or if not a buyout is able to be met, maybe a possible trade. But if he were to be buyout, what team you think could use Andre Drummond now that could possibly help them get over that little hump?
I think I would like to see him go to Golden State.
Ooh, I didn't even think of that.
Because he just like Andre I don't say his name right.
Iguodala.
Yeah. I mean, he's another one. And look how effective he was with Golden State.
I didn't even see that. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
but look at it this way, because Andre Drummond is probably one of the last few remaining big body centers left in the league. And I think that if you add him to Golden State, that helps take off some of the pressure from Draymond on the defensive end.
Right.
And that kind of frees the other guys up to not strain so much energy on playing defense. I'm not saying that they shouldn't still play defense, but knowing that you got a 7-footer back there, 6'11", 7-footer back there that's going to protect the rim,
right?
That takes away one whole aspect of another team's offense. So pretty much you're not getting no easy points. You're not getting these layups. You're not getting no dunks.
Right.
I'm gonna shut that down.
I'm
gonna make you shoot.
Right. And you got the inside out with him.
Yes.
You can kick it into him. They collapse on him. You kick it out to
he's walking 15.
Clay.
He's walking 15
Clay,
rebounds. Steph.
Clay ain't gonna kick it out to Clay. You ain't getting nothing.
No. Not Clay still hurt. He done for the year.
Right.
I think maybe if the team makes it to the finals, he might have a shot at coming back, but that's way down the line. I mean, NBA, first of all, they gotta get their COVID situation under control first.
That's a whole other issue.
Well, I mean, just a sidebar. They keep coming up with games like literally on my feed, on my ESPN app. It gives you the list of all the games,
right? And
literally half of them are canceled or postponed because of COVID.
That's crazy.
So I don't know how the hell they gonna finish this season.
I don't know why they just didn't do the bubble again.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. They should have.
Should have kept the bubble, man.
It
was successful.
It was.
I mean, yeah, it was. This is a longer period of time, but
yeah.
So here's my thing. It goes back to what we said before about health. You know, is health more important than, you know what I'm saying? I mean, is making this money more important in people's life, people's health? You know, where people might have a few people disgruntled and stuff like that, but at the same time, you are protecting them and the sport. Because if you keep postponing games, people may lose interest.
Yeah.
Oh man, whatever, man. I'm gonna turn on something else.
Because there's no way to control it when they're outside of the bubble,
right?
Because they just keep coming up with postponement at the postponement, and like I said, they already took 10 games off, so they went from 82 to 72,
right?
And then now you're still trying to figure out how they're going to even get these games that's been postponed and trying to put them and reschedule them. I mean, it goes back to the health thing, because if they're trying to get all these games made up, there's probably might be times that these cats are going to be going 3-4 days in a row playing ball.
Right.
How is that?
That's a lot of wear and tear on their body.
Wear and tear, yes.
And you doing cutting and all this and jumping, and that's your knees and your joints, all that.
And that's detrimental to people like Kyrie.
Right.
who hasn't been.
You I got noodle ankles.
Yeah, he hasn't been the most durable guy.
Right.
That's also might be detrimental to Anthony Davis.
Oh yeah.
He's had his own ankle and knee issues. So, but back to the original train of thought on people that I think might need to change the scenery. I would like to see Bradley Beal go out of Washington.
Yeah.
Did you see that picture the other day?
Get away from Russell Westbrook.
Oh my gosh. What is it about Russell Westbrook that sucks the life out of people, bro?
Because Russell is about Russell. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, all right, bro, come on, man. Okay, you scored good. All right, can we get some of that? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, your triple doubles look good.
They look good for you,
and we losing.
Right? Who cares about that if you ain't winning nothing?
No, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's right. Like, and people probably get fed up with that. Like, I just know it. Here this nigga go again.
I mean, it's right now.
You only passing the ball to me so you can add to your assist score. You know what I'm saying? Your assist total.
No, you're right.
You know, once you hit once you hit the double, you like, all right, nigga, all right, I'm good. Let me go ahead and shoot this.
Yeah. Speaking of Anthony Davis, he just already been ruled out against the Pistons today.
See?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's getting hard out here for these boys. But back to Bradley Beal, I think even when he was playing with John Wall, and then John Wall's been having his whole health issues, staying healthy. Bradley Beal was the only option there,
right?
And so he was still getting his numbers, still showing up. But to me, that franchise isn't going nowhere. They're not. They're in the East and still not even competing for one of the top spots in the East.
Right.
Like, to me, that says something. Like, he's wasting valuable years of productiveness that can be used somewhere to not only, for him personally, but to a franchise.
So where do you put him? Where'd you send him?
Honestly,
the GM, where'd you get him?
I mean, I'm not gonna go with the obvious choices. Like, Lakers. I thought that the Lakers would make a chance to go get him after they got AD. Right. Because I would have loved to see Bradley, LeBron, and AD. Okay. Because you got Bron that he's a facilitator. AD's just your big man that's gonna, spread the floor. Right. I thought Bill would have been a good addition to be that great third option. Right. Because at some point, somebody has to sit down on the bench. I thought he'd have been a great option to still keep up the offensive production while Bron gets a rest. And you interchange between having Bradley and AD on the floor and then interchange having Bradley and Bron on the floor.
You can play small ball, put Bron in center.
Yeah, I mean, Bron, because most teams right now don't have a true 6'11", 7-foot center like that. Right. So, yeah, Bron would have easily been able to play the forward every now and then, play a little 5. Right. So, most teams are running small ball anyway, where your tallest guy on the field is 6'9", 6'10". Right. So, hey, I'm with you on that. I wouldn't mind seeing Bradley Beal go to a young team like Phoenix, Sacramento.
Phoenix would be nice over there with
Book
and
CP.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
DeAndre Ayton's not too bad this year.
Yeah.
I'm not dissing on DeAndre Ayton. I just feel that having a veteran presence like CP has helped take that guy's game to another level. Because if CP went there, I'd put DeAndre Ayton on this list. Because ever since he got drafted, he's been just a small blip on the radar.
Chris Paul makes almost every team he go to better.
But he brings a certain dog mentality to that team. He brings a certain presence to that team. Right. Yeah, he hasn't won the big one, but just like when we had Jay on the show, like Jay said it, you can't hate on the mentality that he brings to a team. He brings a winning mentality to each team that he's at. Each team that he has gone to was a team that was in the cave. They were cave dwellers. They was in the bottom. They was in the cellar. Right. And you add him to the team, and that team is relevant again.
And the discussion again.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of who else might need a change of scenery.
The whole Piston team.
Bro, y'all might need a whole
roster
reset on
change.
it.
Go ahead and get rid of Blake. All of them. That nigga Blake.
But
Every time I look at, he don't never be on the court.
It's not just that.
I be looking at my feet. Blake is back. Nigga was gone again.
It's not just that he's always hurt. It's just the fact that he's probably like the earlier version of a Greek Freak. He's the earlier version of certain players that haven't really developed a mid-range game. And because Blake was all catch me on the oop, or I'm trying to post up.
Here's my thing about Blake. I think Blake was not a player that you build around. He's more of a complimentary player. You already got your superstar. Did you bring Blake in to complement that person? Because think about what he was with LA.
He might be that guy that may need to change the scene.
Yeah, think about who he was with LA. You know what I'm saying? The way they use them, stuff like that.
The pick and roll.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He was a good complimentary player to come in and get those points, get those blocks.
Ooh. Put Blake Griffin on the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Put Blake Griffin in retirement.
You just done with him, huh?
See you, nigga.
Now, I only say that just I wouldn't give up any of your core players on the Atlanta Hawks to go get Blake Griffin. No, because to me that'd be idiotic.
They already got a good core player.
Yeah, they got a great young core.
Yeah, they do.
But I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Blake on that team being a 6-man, come off the bench.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If he can manage to play 55, maybe 60 games and stop being hurt. I mean, it
don't seem like he can do that, man. It just don't seem like he can do that. For real. Every time I look up, my man's always hurt.
I feel you. Who else might need to change the scenery? I can't think off the top of my head. Like, so Andre Drummond,
right? Bradley
Beal, I think Blake Griffin for sure,
right?
Oh, Zach LaVine for Chicago.
Yeah. See, yes and no. I mean, I think Chicago need to put some more players over there, and I think they'd be okay. I just think the problem is that they don't have nobody. They really ain't had a team in a while. They had a whole bunch of players over there at one time, but they didn't have a team.
I just think some of the acquisitions, or I'm sorry, let me put it this way. Maybe their draft choices haven't worked out.
Right.
They just haven't panned out to what they thought they was going to be. Like Wendell Carter, I'm not sure what he's doing. I mean, if he's not been a couple of instances, he's been hurt. But I mean, he's not really, like, because when he was in college, he was a walking double-double.
Right.
And then he gets in the NBA, and then, of course, it's two different games, but still, he's like, maybe that learning curve for some of these cats is just too deep.
Maybe, man.
Might be too steep. That it's just not transferring over. But let's do a quick little GM roll again.
Okay.
Give me your starting five if you were putting a team together right now. I know it's on the spot.
I mean, of course you're gonna get LeBron. I think you can always use LeBron on your team. And see, my thing is like people always say, sometimes go against LeBron and he ain't all that, but I like his overall game. I may not be his biggest fan, but you're talking about a team wide, he's gonna play the role he needs to play to help win.
He elevates players.
And I think that's what's good about any player. So if I'm building a team, I'm looking at that.
Yeah.
Not only skill, But what is that person gonna bring to my team?
I hear you.
Because if I was just looking at skill, then I'll put James Harden on my team.
Yeah.
Or I'll put Russell Westbrook on my team. You know what I'm saying? If I was looking at skill.
Yeah.
But I gotta look at skill.
If I want to put butts in seats, I'll go get them.
So then I get Chris Paul.
Oh yeah. That was definitely on my list.
Because he's gonna elevate the players, he's gonna facilitate, he can shoot the ball. So he's gonna make you a good winning team. I get Zion.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not sold that he's able to stay healthy for a whole season. And I'm also not sold that he's going to be able to develop an outside shot, because I would probably put him in the same category as Blake, Greek Freak, cats like that. There, yeah, you're going to get the highlight, and he going to dunk on you.
Right.
Good luck. Look down below.
Right. But here's my thing with that. Well, you got LeBron.
Okay.
You got Chris Paul.
Okay.
So now you got Zion.
Oh,
those two would elevate.
I see what
game.
you're saying.
So
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Right. And then you got two people already on your team that can clog the paint, that can work in the paint.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So now you got some versatility there.
Okay. The inside outside game.
Right.
I hear you.
Steph Curry.
Oh,
the greatest outside shooter it is. You know, so I just need one more player.
I need a bucket. Steph, go get it.
You, the yellow nigga.
Stupid.
Who else? Who's my fifth player? Got my big. Got my defense. I guess I want some height. I can go with AD or a Bradley Beal.
I mean, the NBA is so positionless now.
I mean, because with those players right there,
yeah,
I could really plug in just about anybody. You know what I'm saying? Right now, because or I can put in Lillard.
I'm sorry, Kawhi.
No.
Oh, you talking about Damian Lillard?
Damian Lillard, yeah.
I like Dame's game.
You know what I'm saying?
I do like it.
So now you got him and Steph running the guard position. You can,
we ain't gonna put CP,
huh?
We gonna put CP.
I'm saying, wait a minute.
Okay.
Wait,
I was like, where you going?
Then I'm saying, but you got that versatility, so I can put Steph at the 3 spot. You know what I'm saying?
He's a small 3.
That's okay.
But I mean, NBA is so positionless anyway. Yeah.
Or you can put Damian at the 3 spot.
Okay.
Let them 2 run point. You got 2 big men. I don't know, man. I mean, I think with those 4 that I pick originally, I can just plug anybody in.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So your fifth is just who the fuck ever.
Right. And you.
That
nigga dump in the trash. Come on. Suit up.
Hey, don't put the janitor on there, bro.
Suit up, nigga.
No,
Suit up.
bro.
You're like the fish to say Pittsburgh.
Oh my gosh.
No, but seriously though, I think with those 4 though, you can plug anybody in there.
Okay.
You know, to be on a serious tip, you know, I need a nice young player. I think I need a nice young player in there.
Yeah, you take some thought of that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run off my side.
Go ahead.
I'm definitely. Some of ours gonna cross reference. Definitely take a CP3. I just love his mentality, dog. Like he's accountable and he holds his teammates accountable.
Right.
So I mean, you can't put no kind of measurements on that. I would definitely put Steph on there because when I need a bucket,
right.
I mean that's a guy closest to as automatic as you
I
get.
put Klay Thompson on my team.
I mean, that's not a bad choice though.
Yeah, I put Klay. And we good now.
So
that's my 5 dude.
So I got Steph
CP.
I got Steph CP. I'm gonna go with instead of LeBron, I'm gonna go KD.
Okay, that's a good choice.
I mean,
that's a good choice.
When you just got a 6'11", 7 foot sharpshooter,
yeah, that's a good choice. Shit, you got 3 good shooters already.
Shooters for sure. I would go Andre Drummond because, like I said earlier, I just need a guy that's just gonna make you offensively one-dimensional. Like, ain't no inside game, ain't no coming in here and getting none of these buckets, none of that.
Right.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna stay with him because I almost said Rudy Gobert. But I'm gonna go Andre though.
Okay.
Says Andre, CP, Steph. Who else? Like I said, KD. So it's 4.
Give me one more.
Give me Draymond.
There you go. That's your 5.
Because I mean, Draymond.
You heard it for GM Wallace.
I mean, Draymond is gonna. He's gonna play defense. He's gonna facilitate. His passing skills is underrated. I mean, and you talking about a dude that's going to fight for your team, like literally fight for your team.
That's that sag. That's that sag dog in him.
Hey,
shout out to Saginaw.
Hey, I like
nasty.
I like Draymond when he's at State. I mean, I know you're not gonna say it, but I mean, hey, you are such a homer, dog.
I can represent him.
Oh my God,
he's in Saginaw.
Oh my God.
Once he went to Lansing, I can't. I went to East Lansing. I was like, all right,
you were such a homer, dog.
I don't even go past East Lansing.
Oh my gosh, this guy over here.
I don't like Melon Levis to the capital.
but anyway, that's our GM roles. If we was to ever be fortunate to get a GM role,
right?
I mean, it'll never happen. But you know, we always play fantasy basketball.
Don't give me the role, just give me the salary.
Oh, I take the salary. Yeah, I mean, some of these GMs is over here getting paid pretty nicely to start putting up some garbage teams.
I know that's right.
I mean, hell,
you still got a job, bro?
I mean, I'll be GM of the Magic or the Pistons. Shit, teams ain't going nowhere.
They probably can use you.
Yeah, I might have some insight these niggas might not got. Shit. But all right, folks, we have got to that time.
It's that time
of the show.
Oh yeah.
Play that shit, dog.
Holla at your boy.
Holla at your boy. Say it with your chest. It's that time to get it off your chest.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, bum, bum. Now, I really ain't gonna be too angry on this one. But when it comes to building a team, since we just played GM role, I am to the point where some of these cats are just so wealthy that they're just losing their sanity and just being idiots like hell. To you Houston Texan front office, you guys are probably one of the most dumbest motherfuckers in the world. I mean, they just won't get right. They that if they was your kinfolk, they be that cousin that just can't get right. They got locked up and then they just got out, and you like, man, cuz, man, it's good to see you. Man, I come link up with you in a couple of days. And you go back to kinfolk house and he locked up again. What is y'all doing? So Deshaun Watson has officially asked to get up out of there. What in the world are y'all doing to make literally one of the best quarterbacks in the league so ticked off that he don't want to be there? Like, but it's not just franchises like the Texans that are just idiots. I mean, you can even put the Detroit Pistons front office in there. Yeah. They can't keep a consistent team of talented players at all to save their franchise. Man, what is it about getting money that makes people in those power positions just dumb as shit? I hate to put it that way, but I mean, you might even put your whole Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
I would say they were a franchise that was just in the AFC Championship game. What 3-4 years removed,
Mm-hmm.
and just about every player that helped get them to there ain't even on the team no more.
That's crazy, man.
Like literally, they were minutes away from going to a Super Bowl,
Mm-hmm.
and the players that helped get you there ain't even there no more. So to all you rich some of my bitches, they got all this money owning. Yeah, all you rich some of bitches that got all this money owning franchises, whether it's NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball. Why don't y'all hire somebody and let them do their job?
Yes.
Just find the best candidate to be your general manager, have all control of all personnel, and you just sit on your ass, collect checks, and write checks. That's it. Stay the hell out the way. I could put Jerry Jones in that boat too.
Most definitely. Cowboy fans.
Write the checks, collect the checks, get the hell out the way. To me, it makes no sense, especially for Jerry Jones. He won't hire a true general manager. He wants to have control of it, so he gets his son and puts a label on it that he's general manager, but we all know who's calling the shots and pulling the string.
Right.
All you rich some of my bitches, write the checks, collect the checks, get the hell out the way. I'm done with y'all sons of bitches, man, you rich bastards. Don't make no damn sense. Trying to bomb on you punk asses. Go ahead, big bro.
Well, for me, I want to talk about. Hold on, I got some messages here. Y'all being terrible. Deshaun was smart too. He said sign that 4-year, $156 million contract before he demanded trade.
Yeah, get it back.
That was sincere.
Oh, sincere. What up, boy?
Hey,
you know what's crazy?
What's that?
Deshaun has a no trade clause, which you really don't hear a lot of in the NFL, having a no trade clause.
Right.
So he has the power of where he wants to go. So no matter what the team says, like, oh, we got this trade set up. Oh, we gonna send you here. He can veto that shit. Like, nah, I ain't with it. Which is weird that you don't hear that a lot in the NFL. You usually hear that in like baseball, basketball. But hey, Deshaun got the power. Anyway, I'm done.
Well, Michael Nunn, Ray Boo Boo Mancini, Hector Metro Camacho, Tyson. I mean, Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard,
Blow
Thomas
like a butterfly,
Hearns,
sting like a bee.
Marvin Hagler, and the list goes on.
Yeah, elite boxers.
Right. Lennox Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. I just go on down the list.
Sweet Pea.
Right. Jake Paul.
Oh my gosh.
Is Jake Paul good or bad for boxing? Now here's my thing. In some ways, I say he's good. I mean, you gotta hand it to the brother. He can go in, fight Nate Robinson, and come out with $600,000.
It's a nice bag to come
Nice
up
bag.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The way he's trolling Conor McGregor, he's bringing attention to boxing. Because you think about a lot of people ran away from boxing and went to MMA, UFC. So boxing is really like looking like what we gonna do. I mean, I just named those boxers off the top of my head.
Yeah.
There's not too many boxers that the average person can name in today's game.
Yeah.
Off the top of their head. because boxing is just like it's falling to the wayside. And so we're in a new era where social media is king.
Mm-hmm.
Boxing will continue to suffer when they don't have a marketable and competitive heavyweight division. I agree with you, Sincere. I agree with you. And that's kind of my point too. You know, boxing has suffered a lot. They competing with MMA.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the things. When they took it into the pay-per-view thing, I think that kind of gave it away because I remember we used to come on the Wild Wild World of Sports every Saturday. You watching boxing, so it's right there. You think about the NFL, you think about the NBA, you think about MLB, and even NASCAR. I saw a commercial on NASCAR the other day, and they had like a little skit they was doing, a commercial, and it kind of makes you put those drivers in your mind. Oh, that's so and so. Oh, that's so and so. That's so and so. They faces are right there. You even if you're not in a NASCAR, you know those faces of those people because of the commercial. They're on TV.
They promote them.
Yeah. Same with even to a degree NHL and football, soccer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, soccer not as much as the rest, but still, you recognize some of those players because it's being promoted. Now, unless you got Showtime, where boxing's at, you're not really watching a lot of boxing. Or unless you have pay for a pay-per-view, you're not watching boxing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like out of sight, out of mind. Now here comes Jake Paul, social media king. He's always posting something about him boxing the next person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or while he's getting ready, he already signed that contract, the person he's boxing.
Yeah.
He's front row and center. You seeing that. You know. So in that part, it's good for boxing.
He's bringing eyes.
He's bringing eyes to boxing.
I got you.
Now here's the flip side. Jake, when they fall on the card, Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. got a nice hefty purse.
Mm-hmm.
Jake Paul and Nate Robinson got a nice hefty purse. The undercard people after that didn't get a lot.
Yeah.
But they still had to go through the ranks of you gotta fight so many people to move up the ranks, fight so many people to get the ranks till you get a shot at the title fight.
Yeah.
Jake Paul was able to jump the line because who he brought in. So that's kind of at another dimension of ruining boxing. Because now you got these people that's actually putting their heart, soul, and mind into it.
Yeah.
And they still kind of wait to move up the ladder. And here you got this gimmick guy in there.
Yeah, because
he's not really fighting fighters. You know what I'm saying? Nate Robinson's not a fighter.
No.
You know, he had a chance to train and get in there and fight, but he's not a fighter.
Yeah.
You know, KSI is not really a fighter.
Yeah.
And now he's trying to fight my man from UFC.
Ben Askren.
Right, Ben, who's retired.
Yeah.
You know, and then his game is not boxing. He more take you down and beat you on the ground.
He's a wrestler. He's a grappler.
So you taking away his skill anyway. So if you beat him, it's like, okay.
His strength.
You know what I'm saying? You took away his strength anyway. So it's not really. Go ahead.
No, just to piggyback and just throw context on Ben Askren.
Right.
So he's a former MMA guy.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he's a grappler. He's been, he's been currently a wrestling coach at Arizona State.
Mm-hmm.
He was an American amateur wrestler for the University of Missouri when he was in college.
Mm-hmm.
Two-time state champion wrestler,
right,
in Wisconsin. But 22 total fights as an MMA, 19 wins, 2 losses. But most of his wins were by decision or submission.
Right.
6 knockouts.
That's his game.
So even though MMA is mixed martial arts, boxing is one element, but it's not the total element.
Right.
And so to your point,
mm-hmm.
he's not fighting a boxer again.
Right. He's not fighting a boxer.
Now he is fighting a trained fighter.
Right.
But boxing is not his stand suit.
It's not
his strong suit, I should say.
Right.
That's not one of his premier attributes.
Right.
So yeah. It's a whole gimmick shit.
Now here's another thing too. When he fought Nate Robinson,
yeah,
they extended the count for Nate Robinson to keep the fight going.
yeah.
Now Nate Robinson got up, got knocked out again. That time he went to sleep.
Not.
So
night, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? People made jokes about it stuff, but here's the thing about it. That's dangerous.
Very.
Because if you had to extend it past 10, that means he might have been severely hurt, suffered concussion.
Mm-hmm.
You hit him again, he can die.
Yeah.
So now you playing with people's life.
Yeah.
You know, just for the sake of
entertainment,
the sake of clout chasing, the sake because you taking that YouTube attitude into the ring.
Yeah.
You know, if I get more eyes, I get more viewership. What can I do? You know, so let's keep this fight going so I can get more eyes, more viewership. That's idiotic. You know what I'm saying? If he really wants to help boxing, box for real. Go through the real.
Go train.
Go
get licensed.
Go get licensed.
And go fight boxers.
I mean, though he got a license for $600, they let him get a license.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he's not really going through the stages and stuff he need to do to be a boxer. I think it's bad in that sense.
Yeah, I hear you.
I think it's bad because I don't want to go as far as say he's not taking it serious, but he's making a mockery out of the sport.
I hear you.
That's already a dying sport.
Yes.
You know, so I think in that sense, he's bad for boxing.
Yeah.
And I think that these gimmicks and stuff is not going to bring boxing back. You need to really go and restructure the way boxing is. Go back to why did people watch boxing in the first place? Mm-hmm. First of all, it's easy accessible.
Yeah. You
can't access boxing like you could back then, you know. And people paid for the Mayweather fight because people knew who Mayweather was.
Yeah.
They knew the name.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let me say they knew the name. They might not was familiar with his style. They knew the name. But, you know, you put some other boxers on there, they may not know the name. That's their true fan.
Yeah.
So then your pay-per-view suffers.
Yeah.
So go back to, I mean, it's probably too late to get out a pay-per-view structure because they already tied into that. But you need to find a way to market boxing so people know who these fighters are and watch boxing.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
Say it with your chest.
Nigga. Man. That was actually some good points, man. I like that.
I appreciate you.
I mean, we'll see what happens when because they scheduled the fight in April. So
yeah, we'll see what happens.
On some real shit, I wouldn't mind seeing Ben Askren go ahead and dropping that motherfucker so he can actually, if he's going to do boxing, like be serious about it. And I'm not saying that he's not taking it serious because I mean Jake Paul, he's on a post that he's training. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But if you claim that you're so good at boxing, go get licensed and get your ass in the ring with people
with real boxers
who literally eat, drink, sleep, breathe boxing.
And work your way up the ranks.
Work your way up the ranks. Now, if you do that and you make your way up top of the rings, I'll give you all the respect in the world.
Right.
But until then, you just a punk ass white boy trying to show you tough. I'm sorry. I mean, I said what I said. And if Jake Paul got a problem with it, I mean, this shit, I ain't hard to find. You go to www.I.O.W. You can email in that. So
hold on 1 second, man.
Yeah.
Let you hear.
So Mel's over here taking phone calls. Hopefully it ain't from none of them scrippers he be messing with.
I'm back.
But again, that's our show. Before we sign off, going over to the website www.IOftenWonder.com. Hit on Patreon. If you want to donate. We'd be glad and grateful for it. As you can see, we got new toys. We got the new arm on the mics.
Oh yeah,
I mean, we keep adding stuff.
Right.
You know, we ain't getting monetized for this stuff yet, but we gonna get there. But we do this for the love, the passion of it.
Right. I just got tired of moving this thing. You kept hearing the noise. So now I can move.
Now we over here swelling. You don't hear not in there, nada. But like I said, go over to the website. You can catch all our I.O.W. sports information, as well as our sister company, I Often Wonder podcast. Shout out to the Black Owned podcast.
Right.
We did a show with them on I Often Wonder. Check them out, as well as the Man Down podcast. They came in and blessed us on the I.O.W. sports show.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to our big brother, Philip Riddick.
Right.
You can check him on RBOP.
Mm-hmm.
That's RBOP. His podcast is phenomenal when you talk about a guy that's a straight shooter.
Oh, yeah.
Holds no bars, says what he says, and he meant that shit. He also does a cooking show, Daddy Cooks, which is great because all three of us are cooks. So we all do that. Check out my man, Jamel, his clothing line, Bonfire, the J. Edwin collection. Just plug that in. You can cop that. That's this t-shirt right here. Got me sweatshirt. Yeah, I got the sweatshirt. Got me looking fresh. Like I said, J. Edwin collection, fresh stuff.
Right.
Shout out to our girl Alexis, aka Black Barbara Walter. She's doing her thing. Millie J. Sweet Treats. Check her out. And of course, you can check me out at mattmax.net. But until next time, folks.
Oh wait, man, I want to shout out RBOP Production.
RBOP Production, yes.
So if you need voiceovers,
yes.
If you need promos done, as part of the I.O.W. network.
Yes, it is.
So you can hit us up. You can hit Phil up on iBop.
Yeah.
And if you need any of those things done, Phil
is your guy.
Is your guy.
Oh man.
You know, so we blessed to have him part of the team. Man. You know, sometime in March, we trying to launch our I.O.W. network radio station. We looking for content.
Yeah. Content creators, holla at us.
Right. We looking for content. You know, that means music, podcast wise, anything, any kind of content. Hook us up. Go to our email address that we just shouted out, and you know, drop us some your content. We'll listen to it, and
especially you local artists.
Yeah, especially local artists. We'll listen to it and stuff like that. What else we got going?
I mean, we got
the 28 days.
28 days, yeah.
28 days of Black history, Black excellence.
Oh yeah, that's
that
rolling out on the 1st of February.
1st of February.
Oh my God.
Oh man, that's gonna be big, man. We have some great interviews.
That's gonna be
great interviews, man. So if you look at you look for that on all your podcast stations. All your podcast stations.
Yeah.
We there. YouTube, we there.
Yeah. We all got Facebook pages,
Instagram. We got personal
Twitter,
personal ones, and we got the ones for the business.
Yeah.
So like I said, if you're looking to get your business out there, you're looking to advertise on the radio station, hit us up. Our advertising fees are cheap.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to use the word cheap.
Reasonable,
inexpensive, and reasonable.
Yeah.
So you want to do advertise on the radio station, give us a call. If you need promos done, give us a call. Intros done, give us a call. Editing done, give us a call. You know.
And if your DMs is wide open,
give this nigga a call.
Give him a call.
Holla at your boy.
Holla at your boy.
Holla at your boy.
I can't stand this nigga. Holla at your boy.
Oh, shit.
And you got a tail as big as a whale.
Oh my goodness.
Holla at your boy.
I'm the one you looking for.
Oh God. Wait, hold on. My nigga, you said tail as big as a whale. Yo, please somebody help my nigga out.
Got you doing them back exercises too? Oh yeah, I'm ready.
He's been the only motherfucker that kept Lubriderm stock high. Hey man.
Hey, Lubriderm and toilet paper.
Hey, we good. Until Tuesday, we will see how Tuesday. Oh no, Monday. I'm tripping because I'm bugging off of you because
you good, bro.
Because you've been off the chain all show, bro.
That's not true. Just half the show.
No, that's the whole damn show, nigga. Until this upcoming Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Right.
Come check us out. Until then, be good to each other.
Right.
Be safe. Wear your mask.
Right.
Love somebody. Hug somebody. Y'all be good, world.
Peace.
Yeah, every day that's you and me. All day that's us, boo. Came through with that new thing. See, I don't know why I trust you. Crazy now, I'm just too on. Maybe now I'm just too gone. Maybe now I'm just looking for that same vibe that you on. 'Cause I'm